Thank you everyone for coming. I'm Dr. Edward Daniel Burtt, born in Plymouth, New Hampshire, well, Glove Hollow of Plymouth, New Hampshire, on the 21st of November in 1871. To my parents, Frederick and Leonor. I attended elementary school in Ashland, later went on to the New Hampton Literary Institute and off to the University of Vermont for medicine, but spent just 2 years there before going down to the Baltimore Medical College. We learned lots of things there. One thing we learned, of course, were stethoscopes. This stethoscope really perfected in 1852, and here we are in the 1900s, and we're still using it today. Many of the doctors think it's been perfected, and this one will be in use for quite some time to come. As a young budding physician, I came to Woodstock, New Hampshire. I met Miss Esther Corliss and courted, we dated, we married, and had many years together, and our daughter Martha, who brought us 3 granddaughters as well. So a wonderful family there. A country doctor for sure. I was the only doctor in a 30-mile radius, traveling by horse and wagon. Horse and wagon traveling at 10 to 15 miles per hour. So if I was 30 miles away, I would be about 2 hours from you. And I would come in all the elements and all the hours of the day. If it was cold and windy and snowing, I was on the outside of that wagon rushing to help you. The automobile came along before the end of my practice, and it was great that that came along. I was called to the mill town here in Lincoln in July of 1904 and began my 40-year practice then. My career was far more unique than I just did what needed to be done. I meant that sometimes I had to chug into the woods and help the loggers, and I would have to get on the Baldwin or the Climax or whichever locomotive and go in and render first aid. Sometimes that first aid, that person had to come out and I would be the transport person too. The Henry family knew they were facing a serious situation as the town grew much faster than its resources, and we did not have a medical facility or sewer facility for what we needed. The tubs of water along the main street that mothers would stop and take the quantities of water they needed for their home just was not working any longer. The typhoid fever that struck town was devastating. J. Henry's son, Charles, and I came together and we made sure that we had proper drinking water and a sewage system here in town. We also knew we needed a hospital. We had a 2-story building erected in 1904, and the finest nurse procurable, Mrs. Ella Bellings, arrived. And there was no case that we couldn't handle, no situation that was too tough. We dealt with measles, whooping cough, influenza, the injuries in the mill, the injuries in the woods. We needed to do it all. It wasn't all bad. I brought 2,000 babies into the world, up to 3rd generations, working with a grandmom and 3 generations below her into the world, including, Mrs. Helen Gilman, who is here today, born 83 years ago. I thought for sure she was gonna be a big baby boy. Turns out she was twin girls, but we got them into the world after all. I worked tirelessly and eased comfort and suffering. I needed to be gentle and kind. I sat down for meals in the homes of my patients. And of course, thousands of dollars that were owed to me were never repaid. I did what needed to be done because these are my friends and family. We needed to take care of each other. Of course, I was active with civic duties. I was a shrine at the Bektesh Temple down in Concord. I was a member of the Parker Lodge, a 32nd degree Mason, a fellow of the American Medical Association. I belonged to the Surgical Club of New Hampshire. I was on staff at Plymouth Hospital and a Republican in the New Hampshire General Court. There was an illness that I couldn't cure, and that was my own. After several months, I did die at the age of 69 in 1940. My funeral was at the Union Church, and I was carried to this very spot by many of my friends, most notably Sherman Adams. Thank you for listening about my story here today. It was